Representative Toth, thank you so much for joining me. Good to see you. So here's the big $1 million question, and I'm sure you and everybody else have answered this. You probably know what I'm going to ask 11 trillion times, but I'm going to ask it anyway, just for the record. So what I hear most from everyone is, well, why can't the state legislature there? Why can't the governor just send the guard on down to the border and secure that border and make it to where people can't come in? There's a lot of nuance in that, and I know that there's a good reason. I'm going to have you address that. So what do you tell people when they ask you that?
Dana, I say if the left can interpose and nullify federal law when it comes to drugs and immigration, then the right has to start stepping up, and we've got to close the border ourselves. I do not agree that we should start listening to the courts when it comes to defending our own borders. We have a responsibility to the people of the state of Texas to step up and defend our borders when the federal government refuses to. So I'm not one of these people that falls in line with believing that the federal government and that we shouldn't defy the federal government when they fail to do their job and they fail to maintain the sanctity and safety of the state of Texas.
I think that's a great answer, because it is. I know everybody sits here and goes, oh, what's federal law? And that's why they haven't done it. And that's why you had Jan Brewer and all these other governors in the past get sued. But you make a really good point. So if the federal government is not going to follow the federal laws that they put in place, well, then why should if they get to pick and choose, why can't we?
No, Dana, that's it exactly. I mean, the left has displayed this over and over again over the past 10 years, 15 years. We have federal drug laws, and what do? They nullify and they interpose. They refuse to follow them. They have federal immigration laws. They have ICE detainers that they put in place to pick up violent felons. And what do these liberal states do? They say, no, you can't, and they let them go. They let these violent felons go before they can be picked up. And so we need to do the right thing, but we need to do it for the most moral and ethical reasons, which are to protect the lives of innocent people.
No, I think you make a really great point with that. And in some of these images that I've been seeing, and I think it was Bill Malugin, there were a couple of people that said the majority, for instance, of I think this was maybe Thursday, the majority of the people that they had seen and were kind of processing, I don't know how you can process people that don't even have documentation handy, but that they were processing, they said the majority for that particular day were people who were coming in from Haiti, Haitians that had illegally entered into other Latin American countries who then illegally enter at our southern border into the United States. And we hear from the administration, oh, well, Biden's, I guess this is from his beach, I guess he has Wi-Fi access there, that they're going to load them up on planes and repatriate them, send them back to Haiti. But then I'm also hearing from some within CPD that this is not actually, that's not something that they're probably going to do. They'll probably take them somewhere, detention facility, and then let them go on throughout the cabin, as they say.
Yeah, and so how do you get from Haiti to Mexico? How do you get from Haiti to Mexico?
Well, they border, that's apparently a Democrat's understanding of geography.
Yeah, no kidding, right? It's the island nation of Haiti. How do you get to Mexico? And the reality of the situation is these folks were encouraged to come here. And then what ends up happening is when they come across the border illegally and then they take jobs from Americans, a big part of these third world nations' gross domestic product is money that's sent back to them from the United States to their families back in Haiti or back in South and Central America. And that's what's going on here. I mean, it's just freaking ridiculous. If you look at the pictures that you're showing there, we have 20 times the flow of people coming across our border than we saw under Donald Trump. Donald Trump stopped this. Donald Trump showed some leadership and put an end to this. Not happening under Joe Biden.